Hey everyone, welcome back to Cyber Defenders. Quick recap from last session. Who can remember the 6 steps that happen when you open a website? Type URL, DNS lookup, TCP handshake, HTTP request, server response, and browser renders. Brilliant. So now we know how the web works. Today we flip the script. Today we think like attackers, because the best defenders always understand how the other side thinks. We are going to look at the most common ways hackers actually break into websites and steal data. And do not worry. By the end, we will cover exactly how to defend against each one. Ready? Let us go. Here is our roadmap for Session 3. We have 6 topics, starting with a quick recap of Session 2, then diving into the 4 most important web attacks every cyber defender must know. Think of today as learning the enemy's playbook. You cannot defend a goal if you do not know how the other team shoots. Let us start with a quick warm-up recap. Before we move forward, let us make sure we are all on the same page from last session. These are the 6 steps that happen every time you open a website. Every single time. Step 1, you type the URL. Step 2, DNS translates the domain to an IP address. Step 3, TCP establishes the connection. Step 4, your browser sends an HTTP request. Step 5, the server responds with the page files. And step 6, your browser renders everything you see. Today we are going to look at how attackers can target each of these steps. Every step has a weakness. Today we find them. Here is a 30-second recall challenge. Without looking at the screen, turn to your neighbor and try to name all 6 steps in order. Go. Our first web attack, and one of the most famous, is SQL Injection. Before we explain it, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a login page where you type your username and password? Of course you have. Now what if I told you that with the right trick, you could log in without knowing the password at all? That is SQL Injection. Here is how it works. Most websites store their data in a database. The website talks to the database using a language called SQL, or Structured Query Language. When you type your username into a login form, the website builds a query like this. Select star from users, where username equals Alice, and password equals my password. That query asks the database, do you have a user called Alice with that password? Now here is the exploit. What if instead of typing Alice as a username, an attacker types admin single quote dash dash? The query now becomes select star from users, where username equals admin, and then everything after the double dash is a SQL comment and gets completely ignored. The password check disappears. The database says, yes, admin exists, and lets the attacker in without a password. In 2008, hackers used SQL Injection to steal 130 million credit card numbers from Heartland payment systems, one of the biggest breaches in history. The fix is something called parameterized queries, where the database always treats user input as data and never as code. Our second attack is called cross-site scripting, or XSS, and this one is sneaky, because it does not attack the server. It attacks you, the user. Here is the idea. Remember that websites run JavaScript in your browser to make things interactive. XSS is when an attacker manages to inject their own malicious JavaScript into a legitimate website and it runs in your browser when you visit the page. Here is a simple example. Imagine a comments section on a news website. A normal user types great article, but an attacker types open angle bracket script close angle bracket steal cookies open angle bracket / script close angle bracket. If the website does not clean that input, it saves the script as a comment. Now every person who visits the page and sees that comment has the attacker's JavaScript execute in their browser. The attacker can steal cookies, redirect users to fake login pages, or even take over accounts. In 2005, a MySpace user named Sammy Comker created an XSS worm that added him as a friend on 1 million accounts in under 20 hours. MySpace had to shut down entirely to fix it. There are 2 types to know. Stored XSS, where the malicious script is saved in the database and runs for every visitor. And reflected XSS, where the script is embedded in a link and only runs when someone clicks it. The fix is input sanitization. Never trust user input. Always strip or escape HTML and JavaScript before saving it. Attack number 3, and this one has a great name, man in the middle, or MITM. Here is the scenario. You are at a coffee shop. You connect to the free Wi-Fi, called Cafe Guest. You open your bank's website and log in. But what you do not know is that a hacker, in the same coffee shop, created a fake Wi-Fi hotspot also called Cafe Guest. Your laptop connected to the hacker's hotspot instead of the real one. Now all your internet traffic flows through the attacker's device first, before reaching the real internet. The attacker can read everything you send, including your login and your password. They can modify the data you are sending or receiving. And they can steal session cookies and use them to impersonate you completely. Think of it like passing notes to a friend in class, but someone in the middle intercepts every note, reads it, and passes it on. You have absolutely no idea it is happening. Man-in-the-middle attacks happen most on public Wi-Fi, at cafes, airports, and hotels, on unsecured HTTP connections, and on compromised home routers. To stay safe, always use HTTPS and check the padlock. Use a VPN on public networks, and never do banking or sensitive logins on public Wi-Fi. Our fourth and final attack is called Broken Authentication. The idea is simple. It is when a website's login or session system has weaknesses that attackers can exploit. 3 common examples. First, brute force attacks. If a website lets you try passwords forever without locking you out, an attacker's computer can try millions of password combinations automatically. If your password is password 123, a hacker's tool will crack it in seconds. The fix is to lock accounts after 5 failed attempts and use strong, unique passwords. Second, session hijacking. When you log into a website, it gives you a session token, a special cookie that says this is a logged-in user. If an attacker steals this token through XSS or a man-in-the-middle attack, they can pretend to be you without needing your password at all. Third, credential stuffing. Hackers take username and password pairs leaked from one breach and try them on other websites. This works because so many people reuse the same password everywhere. The best overall defense against broken authentication is multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Even if an attacker has your password, they still cannot get in without the second verification step, like a code sent to your phone. Enable MFA on everything. Now let us put it all together with the attack versus defense map. For every attack, there is a known defense. SQL Injection is defeated by parameterized queries, where all user input is treated as data and never as code. Cross-site scripting is defeated by input sanitization, stripping or escaping all HTML and JavaScript from user input before saving it. Man-in-the-middle attacks are defeated by HTTPS with TLS encryption and using a VPN on public networks. And broken authentication is defeated by multi-factor authentication combined with strong unique passwords and proper session management. The most important rule in cyber defense: for every attack that exists, a defense exists too. Your job as a defender is to know both sides of the equation. Alright everyone, quiz time. 4 questions today. Not graded, just a fun check. Question 1. SQL Injection injects malicious code into a blank. A JavaScript file. B. A database query. C. An image file. D. A CSS style sheet. The correct answer is B. A database query. It injects malicious SQL to trick the database into bypassing login checks or exposing data. Question 2. XSS attacks target who? A. The server's database. B. The website's hosting provider. C. The user's browser. D. The DNS server. The correct answer is C. The user's browser. XSS injects malicious JavaScript that runs in the victim's browser, not on the server. Question 3. What does MITM stand for? A. Multiple Internet Traffic Monitor. B. Man-in-the-middle. C. Malicious Internet Transfer Method. D. Multi-Interface Traffic Manager. The correct answer is B. Man-in-the-middle. An attacker positions themselves between you and the server to intercept all traffic. Question 4. What is the best defense against broken authentication? Using HTTP instead of HTTPS. B. Shorter passwords for easier memory. C. Multi-factor authentication. D. Removing cookies. The correct answer is C. Multi-factor authentication. MFA adds an extra verification step, so even a stolen password is not enough for an attacker to get in. How many did you get right? Incredible work today, everyone. Let us lock in our 5 big takeaways from session 3. Number 1. SQL injection exploits unsanitized input to manipulate database queries. Always use parameterized queries to prevent it. Number 2. Cross-site scripting injects malicious JavaScript into websites that runs in other users' browsers. Always sanitize all user input before saving it to your database. Number 3. Man-in-the-middle attacks intercept your traffic on unsecured networks. Stop them with HTTPS, TLS encryption, and a VPN on public Wi-Fi. Number 4. Broken authentication exploits weak passwords and stolen session tokens. Defend with multi-factor authentication and strong unique passwords for every account. Number 5. Every single attack has a known defense. The best cyber defenders understand both the attack and the fix. For homework, 2 parts. Part 1. Visit haveibeen.com and type in your email address. It will tell you if your email has ever appeared in a data breach. Part 2. Sign up for free at hijack.com, a completely legal platform where you can practice these exact attacks in a safe environment. In session 4, we are going to learn how to build defenses, firewalls, encryption, and how real security teams protect systems every day. See you then. Stay sharp, cyber defenders.